Welcome back to your daily dose. I'm your host Alize, and this is a daily dose where you already know we stay doing the most. And let me tell you something. You feel me? I ain't gonna tell y'all to hit the subscribe button. Subscribe if you want to. It don't even matter. But I know and guarantee you that you will leave watching my videos with a sense of not just relief, baby, but you're gonna be smiling because you're gonna be thinking like, damn, I love the daily dose. She a real one. She a real one. As y'all can see, I'm glowing today. And it's that water, bitch. But look, if you guys want to follow me on Instagram, follow me at alize.mills.1. Once again, that's alize.mills.1. You can follow me on TikTok at legendary_Z87. I do believe. Also, if you guys have any personal questions that you would like to talk to me about, email me at alizemills6@gmail.com. So let's go ahead and get into the video. Hopefully, Anita Baker, puts me on her album. Nita, I love you, baby. No, but seriously. Let's get into this video. Actually, before we even get into the video, I do want to say this. If you are someone, if you might get triggered by the things I'm going to say in this video, I suggest that you click off, because we're going to be talking about triggers today, okay? And why it's very important in mental health. And, ooh, baby, I could see that little muscle right there. Y'all see that? Yeah, y'all see that, baby? What? Ah, shit. Okay. Back to what we were saying. So, so if things are going to get a little personal in here, and I myself am still learning. I'm still growing. So I'm still learning things about myself and understanding my own triggers as well. And I think this is really important. Well, I know this is really important, because if we don't know our triggers, then we don't know who we are, right? So that's why I'm going to break down what a trigger is first, and then I'm going to talk about why it's important to know, and then I'm going to share some of my triggers with you guys so you guys won't feel alone, okay? Ooh, child. I'm very random, y'all. I just do random shit. But let's go ahead and get to the video. Yeah. Okay, so knowing your triggers. Okay, what is a trigger? What is a trigger? Not that trigger, not that, but what is a trigger? Okay, so a trigger is actually caused by a traumatic event, okay? That could be from childhood, that could be from reoccurring events that happen in your life all the way to adolescence. So it could be through reoccurring events as well. And to trigger somebody, you can actually provoke them depending on what you do to them, or things that they might feel that you may be doing and you might not even be aware of. And sometimes other people, the person that is being triggered is not aware that that's something that's triggering them, and they may not be aware of that. Okay. If we want to get into the full definition, we could go ahead and do that. That's what you get for doing that. No, I'm joking. Okay, this is YouTube. I don't want to get demonetized. Okay. Oh, shit. Oh my God. Okay, so, yeah. Oh, no, that's not the trigger I'm looking for. That is not the trigger I'm looking for. Give me 1 second, y'all. Yeah, okay, we're correct. I like to always look stuff up because I have to make sure that I'm giving you guys the right definition. I don't just want to sound like I'm pulling something out of my ass. Okay, triggers are anything that reminds someone of a previous trauma. To be triggered is to have an intense emotional or physical reaction. So it's not just only emotional, but physical as well, such as a panic attack after encountering a trigger. Okay, that I think that's the definition. I don't know why they add all this other stuff in there, but I guess to give an example. So knowing your triggers are very important because it allows you to be self-aware. It allows you to understand yourself as well as understanding people. Okay, triggers are very important, especially when it comes to psychological in psychology, because a lot of us are affected from certain things that have happened to us in our past, and some of us have had reoccurring triggers that follow us into our adulthood. And then we still, people may do certain things that we don't like and we get triggered by that, or an environment that, we once were in may trigger us. Being around certain individuals may trigger us. And depending on who you are as an individual, you may react differently. You might have an emotional reaction. You might have a physical reaction. You may just want to punch the person in the face. And these are things to be aware of, because this is, once we know our triggers, we are able to really self-regulate our own emotions. Now, this is something that I've been working on myself because I have a trigger of being alone. Okay. I do have siblings, but I have been, I was raised separately from my siblings. So I have been alone. And normally when I'm alone, I talk to myself a lot. And yes, I do answer back. That's something that I've always done. And a few of my triggers definitely are things that also can irritate me, just like really get me very frustrated. I don't like loud noises, and I don't like people that argue, because I feel like an argument can eventually turn into something physical depending on what the argument is about and depending on the both parties. I don't, that triggers me because I don't like it. I saw my mom get beat at one point, and those are things that I don't like. Okay. Breakups have also triggered me as well, because when I've been left in a relationship, I feel like I've given that person my all. I've done so much for them. But the reason I'm triggered by that is because my mother neglected me. So my mother was not in my life. This is not for me to put, the reason I bring this up is because it's very important, and me and the position that I am and the position I'm working in, the field I'm working in, is going to help me to really understand myself as well as understanding other people. And a lot of us will say, especially in the Black community, what happened in the past is in the past. But the thing is that the past will follow if you allow it to follow, if you allow it to exist. That's why it's important. It's very important and very, very wise to address these triggers, address the situation. And it's not, when people reflect, people say, oh, you living in the past. Why are you living in the past? Why are you doing that? That happened last week. That happened to you. Okay, but still, people have certain triggers, and depending on who the person is, they can react in a certain way. They can hurt somebody. You know what I'm saying? Or they end up hurting themselves because they don't understand, why am I feeling the way that I'm feeling? And when you're not able to understand or know your triggers, you won't know yourself. So you won't know that you have the ability to fuck somebody up without actually knowing, because you're triggered. And in that moment, you just beating that person out, you know what I'm saying? Just, and then next thing you know, you're like, damn, I don't even know how they trigger. Then when you look back, but see, if you look back and you go back into your past and things that have happened to you, you're able to look and be like, damn, okay, these are things that trigger me. This is what I don't like. This is what I don't. And this also helps you to create boundaries. And that's another thing I want to talk about too. I want to throw boundaries in there. This allows you to create boundaries because you know your boundaries, you know your limits, right? You know the things that are going to upset you. So when you know these things, you're aware aware of your emotional state. You're aware of your physical strength. You're aware of who you are as an individual. So you're not going to allow, like if someone else does try to push you far, you will then have the mental capacity, well, the mental strength and the ability to say, you know what, I can either, put myself in a position of allowing this person or allowing this situation to make me feel this way, or I have the choice to not allow it to make me feel this way, and I can walk away. There's power in walking away from situations. There's power in silence. And I don't understand why, especially in the Black community, I really feel like people will say, oh, mental health illness, it doesn't exist. And like right now, for example, with my depression, I have major depressive disorder. Yes, I do. And this is something I have explained to you guys, and I haven't really gone in depth about it, but I know my symptoms and things that are triggering me or things that's coming on. That's why I isolate myself from people, because I need that time. I need that, I need that time to myself to really go deep within myself and say, why am I allowing these things to really trigger me? Or, why am I feeling this way? When you're able to connect the dots to a situation, you are then able to set yourself free and be more at peace. You are then able to look at yourself in a different way rather than judging yourself. This doesn't mean when you're going back to the past to stay there. It just means to help regulate your emotional state, and also it helps you to become more emotionally intelligent, understanding yourself. And I think that's something that a lot of us don't get. We don't really understand ourselves. So if we're not able to understand who we are, how will we be able to understand someone else and what triggers them and how they feel? So I really want to just bring this out here because, like I said, I don't know you, but I know that many people, probably my subscribers or people just in general, a lot of us have gone through a lot of traumatic experiences, and there are things that still trigger us as adults in our adulthood because we haven't gone back to really reflect and really connect those dots. There's triggers like people being physically touched. They don't want to be touched. There could be things that have happened to them in their past. There could have been reoccurring events. What led them to this? Just touching them may make them feel uncomfortable. Sexual harassment, sexual abuse, physical abuse. These are things that get people, and I noticed, like, I was in a situation previously, and it got to a point where it wasn't like, it just kind of made me like, I don't like that. Being in an environment that's toxic, being in an environment where people are arguing, and that just makes me kind of flinch a little bit because I don't like to be in environments like that. Like just recently when I went to my old job, I went in there to go shop for some things, and I got anxiety. Like it was almost like people's like, hey, Alize. And I was like, hey, but I didn't want to be around people. And I was like, why am I feeling like this? Right. And I said, why am I feeling like this? And I had to really write it out and ask myself, I'm feeling this way because this, and that, because it's during that time where I get very depressed. So I try to I've been actually implementing new routines. As you can see, you guys can see that I'm losing weight. I have been implementing new routines such as exercise, meditation, yoga, so I don't fall deep into that depression, right? But at the same time, what was triggering me? There was things that happened at that job that really just made me feel a certain way. I didn't feel comfortable. I would get, although I would go in there, laugh, smile, and do all these things, I faked it till I made it. I ain't even gonna cap. But, being able to say, ask myself, like, why do I feel the way that I feel? For example, being neglected. When a person leaves me, I feel neglected because my mom neglected me, right? Being ignored. I don't like to be ignored because I feel like no one's listening to me. I didn't feel like I was listened to as a child. So when a person ignores me now, it's like, damn, they're ignoring me. But this doesn't mean that I'm like, I'm always get triggered by this, but this means that I'm very well aware of how I'm feeling, and I'm very well aware of my emotional state. So when people do leave, I can say, okay, this may have happened. This person's leaving me, but that doesn't mean that I'm not worthy. That doesn't mean that I'm not loved. That doesn't mean that I'm not wanted. Because when you are, when you're triggered, you have a lot of frustration, a lot of anger. You want to hurt somebody. You, depending on who you are, I don't know, you might want to punch the wall. You might want to go out and, you know, people get triggered, and it ends up getting to the point where people will actually kill you. And it's to be very mindful and understand, okay, these are things that I've been through, and also that individual has been through things. So it's very important to understand that when we know ourselves, we are able to understand and know others. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not saying that these type of things, like, okay, if you decide to break up, stay in a relationship because your significant other may feel this way or feel that way, and you're not happy in the relationship. No, these are things we have to work on within ourselves. That's why it's very important to journal. It's very important to check in with yourself, even talk to yourself. I talk to myself every single day, asking myself, how do you feel? Why did you get that anxiety? Why were you triggered? Did you feel something was going to happen? Were you scared? Was the environment? You know, these were things that I was asking myself. And once I actually got to the bottom of it, I realized, like, damn, this is why I'm feeling the way that I'm feeling. Okay. So I really just wanted to talk about this and come on here, and I hope, you know, someone may be in need. Someone might need to hear this. Understand, you're not alone. Let me tell you guys something. We're always learning about ourselves, okay? One thing we have to understand is self-love is definitely a journey, but self-development is we're learning something new about ourselves every day, constantly. Something's new. We're constantly evolving. That's what we're supposed to do as spiritual beings. We're supposed to evolve into the better versions of ourselves as individuals. So we're constantly learning something new. We're constantly building new habits. We're constantly building new routines. We're constantly doing something that's going to help us get to the next step in our lives. So understand that if you feel like you're stuck, I really hope that this video helps someone. If you feel that you're stuck, know that you're not alone. I'm still, being alone is also a trigger for me because I've been alone for a long time, but it's still like being alone, like really feeling like no one loves you and you're not wanted and you don't feel accepted. That's the worst fucking feeling to feel, right? But then you have to be like, you have to tell that little you, or you know what I'm saying, teenage you, whatever. You have to tell that, you have to look at them, do a deep meditation and say, look, I'm here. I love you. I want you. I care for you. I trust you. I got you. I got your back. You're safe. No one's going to hurt you because I'm here for you. Damn, I felt that. Because when you really look back and you look at the things that you've been through, the things that you've overcome, you know, the things that you have overcame in your life, and you decide to really work through this, and you decide to know, like, this is who, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is me. I'm able to really understand me, because no one understands you but you. So many people will say, oh, I know this person, I know that person. I got people still thinking I'm the same old Alize, chasing after this girl or wanting to be in a relationship constantly, or Alize that, you know, she doesn't care about nobody else's opinion. She only, nobody else's opinion. She doesn't care about how other people feel. She only cares about herself, the selfish person. I have people that literally from my past will label me as a certain way because they don't know who I am now. They haven't even gotten a chance to know the new version of Alize. They haven't gotten that chance, and they probably won't get the chance, honestly, because I probably won't even give them the time of day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, people are going to tell you who you are. People are going to say that they know you and they know no, they don't. They don't know your triggers. They don't understand you, because if they did, then they wouldn't be triggering you or making you feel a certain type of way about yourself. They don't even understand themselves. So that's why it's important for us to be self-aware of how we feel, our emotional, mental, physical state. How do we really feel? What are things that really piss us the fuck off? So that way we're able to really calm ourselves down, have self-talk with ourselves, and really say, okay, relax. Even if that means you going around the block running a mile, even if that means you running 3 miles, even if that means you have to go and, blow some steam off the box to spar. I don't know what you do, MMA fighting, whatever you do, baby. Even if that means you gotta, go ahead and do some yoga, whatever helps you to just release that negative energy. Because remember, the past, I'm gonna tell you this, the past no longer exists because you're no longer there. But see, people might say, how could you say it doesn't exist if it happened? It did happen, but it happened at a time when, I don't know who you are, the individual, but it happened a long time ago. Right now, where you are is what matters. The present moment. I'm not saying that what happened to you doesn't matter. No, it does matter, because I know that it affects you. I know that it hurts you. And I'm not going to sit here and say that, I remember David Goggins say, never tell a person that you don't understand them, because honestly, baby, we've all been through it. We've all been through something, regardless of what it is. And it could really fuck us up if we allow it to. You know what I'm saying? But I'm telling you right now, like, even if you're going through a situation right now, whatever the environment is, know that you're getting out of that. There is a blessing coming your way. There is a breakthrough. You know what I'm saying? You got to really give yourself a chance, because other people are going to see you and perceive you a certain way. People that know your triggers will just fuck with you just to do it. But you got to remember self-control. You can't allow these things that happen to you even now. You can't allow the things that did happen to you in your past to keep keep reoccurring in your existing life as we speak, to keep haunting you. You know what I'm saying? And it's easier said than done. That's why we work through these things. These are things that I really have to ask myself. You feel me? These are things that I really have to, really write down so I can understand and really evaluate myself, reevaluate my habits, my patterns, and saying, okay, this has happened to me, but this doesn't mean that it has to keep happening to me, because I have a choice now. I have a choice. I have a decision to make on where I want to take my life. I am safe. I am loved, because I love and want me. I accept me. When we take the time to really love and accept ourselves, we start to really, really love ourselves, regardless of the good, bad traits, regardless of the bad traits and qualities that we have. We still work through those things, but we love ourselves throughout those things. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, these are things that I wanted to share with you guys. And I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I really want to start making more videos on this, because like I said, man, it gets really deep. But just understand that, and it takes time. This doesn't mean, I'm not saying, oh, get over it. No, I'm not saying that. But I'm saying take time to really understand yourself and understand your feelings, your thoughts, and your emotions, and what hurts you. And if you don't want to experience those things, baby, you don't have to experience those things. You have a choice. You have a choice to leave that environment. You have a choice to leave that relationship. You have a choice to choose. We all have a choice. And sometimes we might feel like we don't. And it might feel like that choice may just be a little bit far out. Or it may feel like, damn, Alize, you don't understand. You don't know what I'm going through. And I don't know you. But at the same time, I understand that we have all been through something. You feel me? And I feel like as long as we come together and we help each other, that's all that matters. And I really hope that this video helps somebody, because honestly, it really did help me, because it helped me to understand myself, and as well as help y'all to understand as well as help understand my audience a little bit more. And let me know in the comments below on things that you're implementing in your everyday life to understand yourself and know your triggers, and what are you doing for self-love, self-care, and stuff like that. Understand that you are loved and you are wanted, and you're not alone. God is with you. The universe, your angels, your spirit guides, whatever you believe in is with you. You know what I'm saying? Even if it's this. Dove is with you, baby. Ooh, shit. Don't demonetize me. But this with you. This with you. Even if it's sea moss. Baby, whatever you believe in, just know that you are not alone. And there's people out there that's going through something similar. But the thing is, we got to understand that, yes, this happened. You know what I'm saying? But I'm in the present moment and I have a way. I could pave the way to make shit better for my life. Because I love myself that much. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Peace.